Hi guys, and welcome back to episode 14 of the Wardle Road brake van series. Now you'd have seen, if you watched the episode 1 of the box van series. Now I haven't seen, at the time of filming this, that's only being uploaded today, so I wouldn't have seen any of your feedback just yet, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. And at the end of that video you'd have seen I'm going to try and upload every Wednesday just to get some form of formality and regularity to the videos, because there's been a couple of times where I've filmed a couple of episodes within the space of a few days and then uploaded them within the space of a few days, so then there hasn't been a video for a few weeks. So to try and keep them regular and regular content on the channel, we're going to keep the Wardle Wednesdays theme, and I'm going to try my best anyway to upload every Wednesday. So I've got at least 3 weeks in advance at the moment, so hopefully we can keep up with that. We'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, today's episode is going to be a short one. I'm only down here for a day today, but day this week, so I'm going to try and get as much as I can done as possible. Now you'll see here, lamp bracket number 1 is off, and I need to get the other lamp bracket off on this side, which is, as you see, a bit wobbly. I've also, on the opposite side, managed to remove the bolt here, where this bracket was, the handle was a little bit wobbly as well. And to replace that, I've got lots and lots of these M16 coach bolts, which is exactly what came out. So for anyone wondering what I'm changing it with, this is an M16 coach bolt that came off, and that's one that's going to go on. And then obviously once I've replaced them, I just need to trim them down a little bit. So today's task will be removing this other wobbly lamp bracket. Again, removing the pins, using a hammer and a punch to remove the pins out here. And then hopefully getting a coat of paint across the whole front section here, including this piece up here, because once this is sanded and painted, it means we can then start on the wooden arches that sit just underneath the felt here. As I haven't actually replaced them or put them back on here yet, because obviously this needs to be sanded and painted first. But of course, if you guys are enjoying the series, please do hit the thumbs up. The support so far has been absolutely fantastic. Of course, feedback, please leave any of that in the comment section below. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can now donate in the comment section or become a channel member for 99 pence a month. But yeah, other than that, let's get into today's video. Right, so you'll see from that time lapse there, this has now been sanded down and had a coat of wood preserver. Now that wood preserver went on a little bit darker, as it's simply just a different make to the clear stuff I was using before. But to get that to that condition, I used a mixture of a fine sanding disc on the orbital sander, and then for some of the stuff that just would not move, I've used a sort of sanding disc on the angle grinder, which removes stuff a little bit easier. I've also used both the same again on the inside here, which I still need to finish. And I've also started sanding down some of these pieces up here as well, which I put the tarpaulin back up for, just because loads and loads of flakes were going everywhere and I didn't want it to completely fill the inside of the brake van. So what I'm going to do now is, while I carry on working on the inside, I thought let's get a coat of primer on the outside. Now I mentioned in the last video that putting the gloss paint straight on the wood preserved surface didn't do a very good job. So I've got the grey primer out again, which is the lighter stuff you'd have seen on the door. So I'm going to put a coat of the matte stuff on here first, and then I'll come back later on and put the slightly darker grey on to match this. Yeah, later on today hopefully. This says it dries in 30 minutes, so we'll see if that's the case. So I'm going to shake it up and get a coat on the top here. So yeah, I'll join you back in a second. Right, so as you can see there, I've managed to get one coat of the light grey primer on. Now this should dry within half an hour, and then I'm going to get a second coat on there, and then after that we should be good to go over with the slightly darker grey, the boat and barge paint, and hopefully that's going to match up with the metal piece down here. And then it's just a matter of cleaning up that handrail and repeating the process. Now I want to do the uprights as well today, but obviously I've got to try and get that lamp bracket off, and then over this side I need to try and remove this pin here, as on this side it was wobbly, so I managed to get the nut off this side, but I'm struggling to hammer it out at the moment, so I'm going to have a little go at working on that, and then once that's done I can start finishing off the sanding. You can see I've started some of it here, and giving that a base coat as well. So I'm going to carry on now with the angle grinder. The weather's not looking too good, but hopefully it stays just as it is now, which is kind of ideal temperature for painting. And yeah, let's crack on. Right, so you've just seen from them time lapses we've made a little bit of progress. We've now got a undercoat on this side, a couple of layers of undercoat on this side, and both the pillars done to about halfway on both sides as well. I've also given this another undercoat, an undercoat on that side and on the back of it here as well. Now, I'm not sure how many more layers of paint I'm actually going to be able to get on them today because of the weather, but what I do want to do before I finish is just re-bolt these back up, just in case anyone tries to climb up this while I'm not here and grabs onto this and ends up falling off. So I'm going to put bolts back in here just to make sure that those railings stay on, and then depending on the weather I might try and get the inside here finished sanding and painting as well. But for now I'm going to bolt them back up and I will join you back in a second. So you'd have seen in that time lapse I managed to prime the wood on the inside here. Now before that, which I don't think I filmed, I sanded it back to what it was before the paint went on, and then I also gave it a coat of wood preserver as well. Now as you'll see in front of me here, I'm not going to touch it because it's still drying, but I've actually managed to get a coat of the same colour that's the sort of the top coat, if you like, the gloss flint grey finish that the brake van's going to be in on the top here. But what I've done is I've just done this section here, and also you'll be able to see on this left hand side here the difference between the two colours, just so I can get an idea of how the paint's going to work, I guess, how the paint's going to work on top of the primer. Now it did alright here, however I just want to make sure I don't get the rippling effects here that I did on the wood. So if I come back in a few days time and I've got some horrible paint ripples where the paint sort of drip down the wood, then I'm going to have to sand it back and do it again. The issue on here before was that it bubbled up, but that's because I think Mick from engineering was saying that it was far too hot, so the paint did have enough time to dry and it kind of made a skin on top. So hopefully we'll find out again next time we come down, but this paint on top here now should hopefully dry without any bubbles, and if I come back and there's bubbles on this again, then we're going to have to, I think, find a new paint, because otherwise we're going to keep having this problem over and over again. And there's only so many times I can sand this down before I lose the will to live. But on that note, I think that's where we're going to leave this episode. Again, sorry it's a short one, but I'm only down here for one day this week. So, and I also want to try and get the content, as I said earlier, once a week. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Again, any feedback, please leave it in the comment section below. And next time we'll get on with some more painting, hopefully, as well as perhaps tackle these sides as well. But we'll take a look at that in a bit more depth next episode. But other than that, please hit the thumbs up. If this is your first time here, please subscribe. There's plenty more content on the channel, and I'll leave a card up here to the rest of the playlist as well, so you can go and watch that if you want. And don't forget, we've just started the box fan series as well, so if you haven't checked that already, please go watch that and let me know what you think of the latest edition. But yeah, other than that, I will see you all in the next episode. So look after yourself, and yeah, see you next time.